Hi, Paul Osborne here. Welcome to the auction wrap for the 20th of March 2010, and certainly high auction numbers, 884 auctions to be exact, and a clearance rate of 87%. So in terms of what's selling at the moment, that's a very high clearance rate. There's no question about it. We did see some of the results in the inner north, however, just slowed down a fraction. There wasn't the runaway prices that we had seen in the last 4 weeks. Things actually sold for within the range, which definitely had been seen for some time. And there was a few noticeable pass-ins, particularly in suburbs like Brunswick, which had been so red hot for some time, and they've just come back a little bit on the weekend. If it's a trend or not, it's hard to say. We'll probably have a good idea, I think, after next week and moving forward from there. But the first auction we're talking about is 333 Canning Street in North Carlton. This is one of the bigger homes auctioned on Saturday, right opposite Curtin Square. Very special position, 621 square metres of land, and it passed in. I was a bit surprised there wasn't more interest in this place. There was only one genuine bid of 1.9, passed in 2.5, so a $600,000 vendor bid, pretty high, and a later offer reported of $2,550,000. Reserve a long way from that though, 2.95, and that would represent $4,750 a square metre. The land size there is also, the land is not completely square. It is a little bit unusual where you have another property that kind of sits within the boundary somewhat. So interesting to see how that goes over the next few weeks or month or so. Till 193 Royal Parade in Parkville. This struggle, newer property, it's passed in at 620 on a vendor bid. Was quoted between 6 to 650, and the reserve is 700. It seems to be a fair way from where the action was, or any action was for that place. And a lot of vendors, I think, in that particular part of Royal Parade, have just gotten a little bit carried away from seeing some of the results, such as the one that we covered a few weeks ago. It sold for $825, 1970s block. A lot of owners are looking at that one to try to draw some comparison. Unfortunately, I don't think you can do that. It was a rare result, and the other thing, it was quite a spacious place, and people do have an attraction to those older style units over the new stuff sometimes, especially places like this, which are on a busier location, just being near the corner of MacArthur Road. 172 Powlett Street, East Melbourne. Well, that sold pretty well, 1.305. It was quoted between 1 to 1.1. And 47 Ramsden Street at Clifton Hill sold for $960,000. That was a quarter property with some development potential. 187 Victoria Street in Brunswick, quoted 650 to 720, sold for 716. So it's one of those ones in Brunswick that sold within the range, bit over 300 square metres of land with a side block next to it, so it had good potential there to add some further value. And 89 Miller Street in North Detroit, 650 to 720 was the quote price, and that sold for 833,000. 6 Benny Street in Brunswick, 690 to 760 was the quote price, sold for 745. So another one in Brunswick in the range, and 65 Spencer Street in Clifton Hill sold for $1,129,000. 33 Elm Street, no quote price there, sold for $1.67 million, 558 square metres of land. So it's hard to get block sizes like that in North Melbourne, and that represented just a fraction under $3,000 per square metre for that unrenovated home, with a real opportunity there to create something pretty special. And 263 Scotchmere Street, North Fitzroy, quoted 1.4 to 1.6, sold 1.635. Pretty interesting and unique single-fronted home. They'd gone up and they'd done a great job at that. And 480 Canning Street in North Carlton sold for $850, spot on. 114 Station Street in Carlton was probably one of the more runaway results on Saturday, 620 to 680,000. This had been purchased for $368,000 in 2005. Some updates had been done, and no doubt the owners were very happy on Saturday, selling for $820,000. And we've really seen that part of Carlton really pick up in terms of more development and a lot more people prepared to live there with North Carlton generally the most popular park to live in, but certainly down there has been pretty sought after recently. 14 Bishop Street, Brunswick was another one in Brunswick that slowed down a bit, passed in at 930,000 on, it was quoted between 9 to 990, and the reserve there $1 million. So a little bit away from where they wanted to be, I'm sure, on the day. And 8 Turner Street, Abbotsford, no quote there, $1,520,000 for that double fronted home. Well, that's all for the auction wrap. We'll see you next weekend or after next weekend for, I think, a pretty good test to see what today meant and how that carries across to next weekend.